What's up, everybody? Alex here with a post-war pickup, a giant-sized post-war pickup. This is a 1952 Orestes Minoso. And as it turns out, this is my very first 1952 Topps card. I've heard many collectors over the years say that any baseball card collector should have a 52 Topps card in their collection, and of course they're totally right. Perhaps it's surprising that it's taken me this long, but I'm finally here, and it feels good, guys. It feels good to have a 52 Topps card finally in my collection. This particular example worked for me in terms of condition and price. It's a card that some kid enjoyed way back in the 50s. It got knocked around a bit, and now it's come ashore and landed in my collection, and I'm just really happy to have it. You know, Topps really touted these as being giant cards. The words giant-sized were stamped all over the packaging, and I think the idea was to make an impression on kids with these huge, bold, colorful images of ball players, and it certainly worked. So as everybody knows, this is Minoso's rookie card, though he does have several cards that were released before this one, which are not as well known. The Cuban Comet, as we all know him, played in Cuba, then ended up in the Negro Leagues. He signed with the New York Cubans in 1946 and helped them win a championship the following year over the Cleveland Buckeyes. He signed with the Cleveland Indians in 1948. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of room for him on the roster to make the team. He spent a little bit of time with the San Diego Padres back when they were a Pacific Coast League team, and then he was traded to the White Sox in 1951, where he had one heck of a stellar season. Okay, let's take a quick look at the back. As I understand it, this is from the middle series that Topps released somewhere within series 2 to 4. It's a red back, because by this time in printing, Topps had worked out the process and had switched from black to red. The black printing had more issues than the red printing did. I don't really know a whole bunch about this set, just been doing a little bit of reading, but I really do love getting the tidbits about how all of these wonderful cards were made and what the process was like, which in this era is always a unique story. So as I'm sure you've noticed in the background, I have a New York Cuban Stars cap, along with a couple of Bowman Minosos. And so to wrap this whole thing up, here's a small excerpt from the book Playing America's Game. The manner in which Minoso responded to social conditions challenged the popular stereotype of the quote-unquote hot-blooded Latin. The English language press often poked fun at Minoso's accent. On the diamond, he dealt with beanballs, bench jockeying from opposing teams, and jeers from fans who remained opposed to integration. Orlando Cepeda's reflections underscore the challenges, now mostly forgotten, that Minoso overcame as the first black Latino. Cepeda said, "This is not meant to be a complaint, but the language barrier back then was so difficult. Players today who come from Venezuela, Panama, and other Spanish-speaking countries don't seem to realize that. They have no idea. That's too bad, because it diminishes a part of what Mini has meant to so many of us." Minoso's example of fighting back without anger made it easier for Latinos to later speak out against those who denigrated their place in the U.S. society. More specifically, as a black Latino who pioneered integration, Minoso made it possible for Roberto Clemente, Felipe Alou, and Carlos Delgado to speak out more freely as men fiercely proud of being black and Latino. Alright guys, that about does it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all soon.